Oh my goodness, I'm already giving more tips than I meant to. Ugh. I can't be stopped.
I can't get over how passionate you are.
The moment I start talking about makeup, I can't be stopped. It is a cold winter day here in Los Angeles. I am not being dramatic, okay? Starbucks was swarming because everyone was there getting warm drinks. Like, we're all frigid.
Because they can't cope with the cold here.
We don't know how to cope. You'd think I would, but no, my friends, I don't. That's why I live here. That's why I'm here in the winter. I'm like, I can't deal with the winter. So I've got like my cozy sweater on. I'm just comfy cozy today. Cup of tea in hand. In case you're wondering, grande, soy London fog, extra hot, no foam, 1 tea bag in, 1 on the side. Yes, I'm high maintenance, but I pay for it. You pay to be high maintenance at Starbucks. Appreciate you, baristas. You are my savior. Today we're doing a little makeup chit chat. One of my favorite topics, like makeup and fashion, all right? We all know. I love it. What can I say? I'm a blind gal that loves the visuals. I love me some home decor, tattoos, changing the hair color, all things makeup, skincare, fashion. Like, it's just who I am. Going blind didn't change who I am. It changes how I do things. 2 things I want to mention before I jump into the list of my top 10 tips. First thing, you do not have to wear makeup. Do not let anybody in your life make you feel like you have to wear makeup. Makeup is something you wear for you because you want to. I've always been makeup obsessed. I always was the child who would play in my mom's makeup bag, draw lipstick all over my face at 5 years old, who would get a little Lip Smackers lip gloss at like 10 and go to school. I was just always that person. I begged my mom for a skincare routine at 11. Like, who did I think I was? You know what I mean? So I do it because I love it, not because I feel like I'm supposed to or I have to, and so should all of you. Next, I just want to say that if you are a seasoned blind makeup lover, some of these tips might be a little basic or simple to you, but I know that I get a lot of people who come to my channel fresh off a diagnosis, new to the blind community. So some of these tips I think might still be helpful for you if you're, a very well-skilled blind makeup lover. So I think it's still worth the watch, but really a lot of these tips, as my first video of this kind where I'm just giving tips, not a tutorial, I wanted to make them as kind of simple and basic as possible because I want this to be really great for the brand new to the makeup world folks, okay? If you are a young blind person getting into makeup for the first time, if you are the parent or teacher of a young blind person who is asking you to help them with makeup for the first time, you are new to blindness and you are trying to get back into makeup after feeling like you can no longer do makeup, this is going to be really geared towards those kind of people. And honestly, this, just like the fashion video I did of tips for blind fashion lovers, this also might be a video that could be helpful for people who are sighted, but when they take their glasses off to do their makeup, they no longer can see very well in the mirror. Or people who just don't know where to begin with makeup, aren't very good. They find the tutorials that are out there too advanced and they just need very simple tips. This is for those kind of people, and I really hope this helps. As always, if you have tips for blind makeup lovers, please leave it in the comment section below. I have a lot more. Honestly, I actually wrote down 20 and I was like, okay, that's overwhelming. And I was like, Mom, should I do 20? And she was like, do 10. Do 10. Do 2 videos. Let's start with 10. So if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you want a part 2 with 10 more tips. I tried to make the most simple ones in this one and some more advanced ones for the next video. Also happy to do a product recommendation video of products I think are really good for blind makeup lovers. And finally, final caveat before we get into this video, I am by no means a professional. I am basically entirely self-taught as a blind makeup lover. I'm just a gal who can't see that loves to play with makeup and experiment, try new things. I've been doing this. I'm 29. I started playing with makeup at 12 years old. I've been in this for a long time. I don't think I'm a professional. I don't think I'm all that great. I'm just trying to share what I've learned because I didn't have anybody sharing these things with me when I started playing with makeup. So I just want to be the big sister or little sister. I don't know your age. You can start playing with makeup at any age. You're never too old to start learning for the first time. So whatever age you are, I hope I can be like your sister and just give you the advice that I would have loved to have when I was playing with makeup for the first time. Okay, we're done. Number 1, get a professional makeup lesson. I think this is worth the investment. Now, like getting into anything new, any new hobby, there is generally like a cost up front, right? Like buying products for the first time. That is a cost that you incur starting to build a collection for the first time and beginning to experiment with makeup. This is a cost that I think is worth it. I think this would be an incredible gift to give a loved one who is blind, who has been chatting about getting into makeup for the first time. That's what I did. It was my big Christmas gift when I was 12 years old in grade 7, and all the girls in my class were starting to wear makeup, and I had been begging to wear makeup for years, but my mom was like, not yet, not yet, not yet. And then finally, like, all the girls in my class were starting, and I was like, they're all starting, and my mom was like, okay, fine. And for Christmas, my mom took me to the MAC makeup counter and gave me a professional makeup lesson. There's 2 ways you could go about this. Number 1 is getting a makeup lesson from like a rehabilitation life skills coach for the blind, or you can get one from a professional makeup artist. You could go to Sephora, you could go to any kind of makeup counters, Ulta, or you can hire a makeup artist privately. I want to be clear, sighted people do this too. You do not have to feel bad. Like, my mom wants to get a makeup lesson from our friend Mo, who's a professional makeup artist, and she's been wanting to get that for years. I follow a TikToker who is a makeup artist, and she documents giving sighted women of all ages makeup lessons to teach them how to best use products and what products are going to be best for them. So don't feel like this is just something you have to do because you're blind. Lots of people have to do this, and it can be a huge benefit, absolute huge help, and again, worth the investment. Depending on where you go, it can be anywhere from $50 to $250, I would say is going to be a pretty standard rate range, depending on where you live and where you go. Again, worth the investment. They're going to tell you which products are going to be best for you. They're going to properly color match you. Getting a professional to color match you is going to be game changing. Now, if you cannot afford the products they are color matching you to, that's totally fine. Something that you can do is get professionally color matched, and then take that and use, there's like different programs that you can use. I think there's some apps and some websites where you can insert your, say, MAC foundation shade, and it's going to tell you good alternatives of all different price ranges. That way you can color match to other brands, including drugstore brands. So I just think this is really helpful. It would be great if you could get one from both a professional makeup artist and a life skills coach for the blind, because they're going to be able to give you some of the blind focused tips, but not necessarily going to be great at giving you professional makeup advice. If you can only pick one, I honestly would go with a professional makeup artist and then learn some of the tips and tricks from other blind creators. There's plenty of us on here. I've made many tutorials over the years, so definitely I'll link some of those below. I feel like even I've come a long way since then, but it's gonna be a lot of practice, a lot of trial and error, and that's okay. I've made many mistakes. I still do sometimes, especially when I'm playing with new products, and that's okay. It's a part of it. Again, sighted people make those mistakes too, so it's okay. Number 2. Read the reviews, watch the reviews. If there's products you want to try, read the reviews on Sephora or on Ulta. Watch videos on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram from makeup creators and makeup artists who are going to be able to delve into all the product details, whether it is drugstore or high-end. It's going to give you the ability to like learn about products and which ones are going to be right for your skin type, your skin texture, your age, what you're looking for. Because just because I like a product doesn't mean you're going to like a product. You really need to understand your skin type and your needs. For example, I don't really have textured skin. My skin is quite smooth and I don't have large pores. So I like using a glowy base. That's something that's going to highlight texture in your skin and highlight your pores. So if those are concerns for you, those aren't going to be products that are going to be best for you. So really learning. Just like I said in my fashion video, learn about it. The same way you'd learn about anything else you're interested in, take the time to learn about it. I feel like you guys can already probably tell my passion is coming out. Like, I just love talking about this stuff, and if I can help somebody, like, it's just, I love it so much. So number 3, use sheer products. Especially at the beginning, use sheer products. These are going to be buildable, but easier to work with because you're not going to go in and put too much pigment on. It is easier to build up the pigment than it is to remove it if you've gone too heavy-handed. So you're going to be looking for things like tinted moisturizer, lightweight or sheer products. It's often in product descriptions, which leads me back to reading those reviews and watching those reviews online. So I definitely recommend going sheer products. Things like a liquid or cream blush can often be quite pigmented, but powder products can be as well. So going towards lighter pigments is going to be really helpful. And then as you get more advanced in your skill, you can go towards those more full coverage foundations, highly pigmented blushes and bronzers, and that kind of thing. Number 4, and this is still a mistake that I make sometimes. Do your makeup in a robe or pajamas, sweatpants and hoodie, like whatever is just your bumming around clothes that you're not going to leave the house in, because sometimes things spill. Again, this is not a blind specific thing. This happens to sighted people all the time, especially if you're getting into loose products, which I would not recommend for beginners. That's a whole different conversation. I would recommend doing it in just something that you don't mind getting dirty and you're going to change out of before you leave the house, because sometimes products fall, whether it's liquid or powder, especially if you're wearing dark clothes or very light clothes, you're going to get some staining. So that way you can change. No mess. Number 5, you guys know mascara is the biggest struggle bus for me. It has always been my struggle. This tip I cannot take full credit for. It is partially mine, partially not. I learned it in this video, which was a tutorial I followed for blind makeup lovers. Frankly, I personally only found this tip to be helpful and one other, but the rest didn't really work for me. And it's the same, like some of these tips might not work for you. It's trial and error. Practice makes perfect. I prefer powder over cream products most of the time. Other blind people prefer cream products over powder. So everything is different for everybody, and that's why it's practice makes perfect, trial and error. Figure it out for yourself, but hopefully some of these can help you. So this tip is when you are doing your mascara, number 1, this was the tip that I found that really helped me when I was younger. I found it by accident. Get sample size mascaras. Those are going to be shorter, smaller tubes that are going to be really helpful. I find it gives you more control and it's going to be easier because the handle is shorter, so your hand is closer to your eye. It just gives more control. So that was always really helpful for me growing up. You can get sample size mascaras at Sephora. You can get a set, usually around Christmas. They'll come out with it, a lash stash. Sometimes they have it all year round, I think, but mostly at Christmas, I believe. And that'll give you mascara basically for the entire year. Only open one at a time because they will dry out. And you know what? At the end of the day, like I heard a makeup artist on TikTok talk about this the other day. She was talking about how she recommends all her clients get sample size mascaras. And people in the comments were like, but that's like usually only high-end brands sell them. And she was like, yeah, but then you're getting a higher end mascara at the same price as the drugstore one. And if you're getting rid of your mascaras as often as you should be, you're never going to get through a full-size mascara if you're not a makeup artist using it on multiple clients, obviously with a disposable wand, because you should be changing them out like every 6 weeks to 3 months. And I think especially as a blind person, if you are more prone to eye infections and eye sensitivity, which I personally am, don't know if it has to do with my blindness or not, but I am more prone than the average person to eye infections and eye irritation. Changing your mascara out frequently is important. So that sample size mascara, you might have to pay a bit more than the drugstore sized one for a full size, but actually it's going to work out the same price in the end of the day. You can also use a clear mascara. So if you do get mascara transfer, nobody can see it because it's clear, though that is usually only going to work if you have naturally darker lashes, which is going to be people with brown or black hair usually. The tip is to pinch your snout, okay? Pinch the bridge of your nose. And then when you do your mascara, where you might usually hit the inside of your nose with the end of the wand, you're going to hit your nail and you're just able to wash your hands. Boom. So simple, but a true lifesaver. Cannot recommend enough. Number 6, it's actually still a mascara tip. A lot of mascara tips here. Can you tell it's been my biggest challenge? If you do get transfer, if mascara does get on your nose, your under eye, the outer corner, wherever, let it dry. Don't freak out and try to get it gone. Get it gone right away. Okay, let it dry. Take a Q-tip. It's gonna flick off much easier. And also, it's going to be more likely that you are going to be able to do it independently because you'll actually be able to feel where it is once it dries. When it's wet, it's hard to feel exactly where it is on your skin. And when you go to rub it off, it's more likely to actually just spread and smear. But if you let it dry, take a Q-tip, you can feel where it is with your finger, and then take that Q-tip and just flick it right off. And you can always use Be My Eyes or FaceTime a friend or loved one and have them triple check you to make sure you're all good to go. Number 7, I actually honestly don't do this, but often I'm like, I should, okay? Do your eyes first, and that way if you have any fallout, which can happen, particularly if you're using darker, more pigmented shadows, sometimes the dust, the powder, can fall. It can drop onto your cheekbones or cheeks below. So if you do your eyes first, you can then take a makeup removing pad and just wipe it away before you go on to your foundation. It's going to be a lot easier to get it off than if you do your foundation first, because that way you can't actually use makeup remover because then you're removing the foundation. It's a whole thing. So that can really help. Number 8, use your hands when you're experimenting with new products. Now, some blind people like to use their hands all the time, and I totally get it. Our hands are our eyes. It's easy to feel. So if you just like to use your hands for everything, that's totally fine. I don't. I do like to use brushes or sponges for most things. But when I am experimenting with new products, especially liquid foundations, concealers, I like to use my hands. I find it easy because that way I can feel the texture. I can feel how easily it spreads. I can feel how thick it is on my skin. I can feel where it needs to be blended. And then even if you're using a brush or sponge afterwards, just take your fingers and you can just pat your face, touch your face to feel, make sure there's nowhere that needs to be extra blended. It all feels like evenly spread. So yeah, I would just recommend using your hands when you're feeling out and experimenting with new products, and then always use your hands to check afterwards. Number 10, the holy grail piece of makeup advice for any makeup lover, but especially a blind makeup lover: blend, blend, blend. When in doubt, over blend. Trust me, you've never blended enough. I would rather blend the product right off my damn face than walk out with harsh lines. Then somebody's gonna tell me I have like harsh lines on my face today. Oh well! I never said I was perfect. It's not about perfection. It's about having fun, expressing yourself, doing something that brings you joy, an act or a moment of self-care in the morning. That's what it is for me. I can't see what I look like in the mirror. I don't care. I feel just as confident with or without my makeup, but I have fun doing it, so I want to do it. And I want to empower other people to realize that you can have fun doing your makeup too, even if you can't see yourself in the mirror. And honestly, nothing has brought me more joy than when I've received comments or messages from people who tell me things like they never thought they could wear makeup as a blind person until seeing my videos, or that I've empowered and inspired them to want to start playing with makeup again after vision loss and getting their confidence back. And it just brings me so much joy, because you can say that makeup is vain or shallow, but it's not. It means a lot to a lot of people for a lot of different reasons, and that's okay. And if it does make you feel more confident, do what you need to do to feel confident. That's okay. It's not hurting anybody. If it makes you feel better about yourself to put a little bit of makeup on, then put that makeup on. If you do it because it's fun and it's a way for self-expression, then do it. Like, that's it. That's all. I just love makeup, and I love talking about it and sharing my advice and tips with you, and I learned so much from all of you as well, so please share those tips and advice down below, and I will see you next time. Until then, click over here to see me experiment with new makeup products for the first time, and you get to be my mirror, so you gotta tell me how I look, and click over here for my OG makeup tutorial from like 7 or 8 years ago, little baby Molly. All right, till then, have a great day, everyone. Love you.